I'm not sure what.
Ooh.
Yes. You sound so sexy, bitch. Record this. You ever played a recorder? I had to in the 6th grade once.
Did you
It was
play it out of your
frightening.
bottom?
No, I just blew in it and pulled the thing. Woo, 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 woo.
That sounds like you in the toilet sort of story.
Well, there's a recorder. There is a kazoo. There is a juice harp. There's all kinds of things. It kind of goes with your hat. You can play juice harp with that hat.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's just kick it off. No fucking around. Just straight in. In like Flynn. You ready? Boomer's ready?
Ready.
Okay. Kia ora and welcome to Machinist Therapy Hotline. It's episode 51, believe it or not. And this week we're going to be talking probably new machines, automation, probably puppies, and some other stuff. So before we get started, I just want to make sure that I've got some of the best guys in the world to talk about CNC machining. Tony Klauser.
I'm just here for the other stuff, fellas. Bring it.
Shane Paul.
Yo, yo.
And me, Jody Tuckwell. So let's get on with the podcast.
Podcast.
Beautiful, Tony.
That's a lovely hat, by the way, Jody.
Thank you. It doesn't fit on my head with the headphones, so I don't know how to.
I get that.
Yeah, why would it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, hey, in actual fact, are there hats that are integrated so you can wear headphones?
Well, see,
I've seen hard hats that have like
the
earmuffs attached to them.
True. In fact, I've got them for ear defenders. You're right.
For chainsawing.
Yeah, I've got one of those exact hats. I should wear that next time, but then I'd have to replace these with the ear defenders.
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Yeah, true. Okay. So, Boomer.
What's
New
up,
machine
man?
day. New machine day. What
It
arrived?
It was
what
new
was
machine
coming?
day today. It's a Integrex i450. So it's I think it's a 60-inch bed.
Ooh.
12-inch chucks.
Yeah, bring it 12-inch.
110 tools.
110. Made in Japan, right?
Yep.
Oh man, that's way better than 109 for sure.
I'll
Oh,
say way better.
Hang on, how many Integrexes does your company now have?
39.
That makes 7.
That's way
That's
better.
pretty fucking cool, man.
And way better than
Yeah.
6.
I don't know about that.
Are we doing a math test here, Jody? It's like Sesame
I'm just
Street.
checking. I'm just checking you guys are alive and awake.
I'm way alive, but I did not brush up on my math skills, but I know what way better and greater than is.
Do you?
It's the alligator.
Here's what I
force, the
know.
bigger one.
Is my hat is greater than Jody's hat, but whatever. His looks kind of cool right now. Wow. Hey, it's what it is.
Okay, right. Let's get on with Boomer's story. He's got an Integrex i400, and
You're fucking freaking me out with that hat on. You look like that guy that probably woke up over you after you crashed your bike and said, "Don't move," and then banjos went off. Bow, 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 bow.
Bow, 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 bow.
go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Where is the cassette? Jeez, we've got so far off track. I don't think we're coming back from this.
It's your fucking hat that's doing it to us. But anyway.
Yeah, it's not your glasses at all.
Okay.
So we're back to, I'm bringing this back. I'm steering us back to Boomer and the new machine day. And we asked him how it went, and it sounded like it went good. And the tone of Boomer's voice, I've known it all too well. And then all of a sudden it's like, it was going good, but And here we go, folks. Boomer.
So yeah, they got it in the building. They forked it like up over half of the saw. So it was kind of scary at like 12 feet in the air.
Jesus.
Yeah, they brought the big forklift. I think it's like a 90,000 pound one. And so they got it lined up, and then they were going to set it down on skates and then just roll it over. We have a foundation for this one.
Cool.
I think it's 17 holes we had to have a cord for the vector bolts and the Unisorb. And so they got it set down on the cribbing, and they were like putting the forklift away. And then the guy comes over and he's like, "Hey, there's no feet." I was like, well, "There's no feet?" And he's like, "No, there's no pads. It didn't come with any." And I was like, "Well, they have to be here." So I start digging through all this stuff and go look on that, the metal skid that they all come on, and go look over there. And I mean, there was a bunch of shit over there, like the standalone chillers and the mist collector and all that other shit that it comes with was all sitting out there. And so I'm digging through all that, and I go inside, and there's the box with the control in it, and there was another box, and he sees me start digging in it, and he's like, "I already looked through there. It's just manuals." And I'm like, "Okay." And so then I'm looking around, and they're nowhere to be found. And so I called our sales guy and told him, and that set off a whole chain of things. And
That's
then,
a big deal.
Yeah. So the riggers were like, "Cool, we'll move it over the holes. And then, just set it on some cribbing. We'll brace it good. And then we'll have to come back, whenever you guys have some feet, and drop it." And so the sales guy was like, "I'm coming over there. They have to be there." And so he was getting ready to come out. And then I just went through everything again, and I went back to that box, and I pulled everything out of that box. And in the very, very bottom of the box, under a piece of cardboard that fit in there absolutely perfect, there's the feet.
And this is the box that the guy said, "No, I've already been through all that."
Yeah. And I mean, he knows what he's doing, because the first time I saw this particular guy was probably 15 years ago. And he's dropped off every one of our machines at this shop, at the other shop. He moved our shop twice.
It's all you use is Lawson, right?
Yeah, we just use Lawson. And so, this isn't his first rodeo. And when he told me, "Oh, I looked through there, they're not in there," okay, they must not be in there. He knows what a foot for these things looks like. And but yeah, they were under this like perfectly cut piece of cardboard that was set in the bottom of that. And I think he just kind of pulled the packing peanuts out and like dug through there a little bit. But I just pulled everything out, and there they were. And
Did
so
you find them before they left?
Yeah, they hadn't even really.
God.
They were putting it. They were about halfway. They were getting it lined up and squared up when I found them, and so they were able to, bottle jack it up and get them under there.
That's good. That's scary, but good, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they locate those things first, like you said. You got to find.
Yeah, because usually they always pull them out and they set them on the forklift.
Like, the guy could have just been having just a day, right? Like he just.
Oh yeah, I mean that thing's 36,000 pounds or something.
It's a big machine.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a big hat you have too.
What? Hey,
what you go to? That's a big machine, and all of a sudden, fuck a 10-gallon hat. I feel like I'm in a really fucking bad Western. The sheriff is near, Boomer.
I just hope that I have the capabilities of being able to actually publish this onto YouTube, because I seriously, every time I try to edit any of this, I'm just a fucking retard with it. Like the sound stuff, it seems to be okay now, but this video thing, I don't know. If someone out there's listening and they want to have a go at it for us, then I'd be happy to send you over the video and then you just edit it for us. That'd be great. Unless Boomer wants to do it.
No. I'm not good with that stuff, man.
You are really good at holding that microphone, man. That looks like that's not the first time you've held something with that much girth.
It definitely is.
No, it's not, because Boomer fucking pees with his balls out.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Planet Girth.
Oh, there went
baby.
the hat.
That's right. I remember now. That's right.
I think that's actually the last podcast that I listened to, was whether or not what urinal you'd piss in after you got off the plane at the airport, and if you pissed with your balls out or not. That was a good one. You know, that first urinal gets used a lot.
So what's the first one?
So, hey, Jody.
High traffic zone.
A big thing over here right now is that the airline people are getting so much what they call feedback, and I won't say hostility, but something. They're reaching out to the Senate and to the president asking, just drop this mask bullshit, because yeah, they're done with trying to fight all of us for taking a sip of our fucking soda and telling us to get our mask up.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, so here we've now suddenly got, you know, we've been pretty shielded from this whole COVID thing for, well, a long time, really. And now with the Omicron or the Omicron, I basically, the government have said if somebody's got it in your house, then the entire house has to stay at home. So I've been at home now for a week because the girls have got it.
Oh.
So I sort of, you know, and like so that coupled with me having my sort of episode the other like couple of months back, that's you know, I'm almost at the point where I'm probably going to need another induction when I go back to work because I've been away for so long.
You're gonna have to go introduce yourself to everybody.
Yeah. Okay. G'day. I'm the operations manager. How are you?
Hey,
today?
you know what? When you do that, just wear that fucking hat. Everything.
I will. Tony Klauser.
I'm in charge. No more questions. Thank you very much.
That's right. And if you've got a problem with that, talk to the head. Yeah. So that's been sort of a bit frustrating, but quite good because we'd literally just finished doing the commissioning for the 2 automation cells at work.
Yeah.
So I was quite glad that we managed to sort of get through that without me going into isolation or whatever they call it. So yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool when we did that podcast and you were talking about the guys that were there and you had to cut it short because they were coming over. And when I mentioned to you about getting them to do the robot, and then the next fucking day I see the picture of them doing the robot.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty sweet.
No worries.
Did they ask you why? Did they say, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Well, so here's the deal.
What's going on?
So look, what you'll find is when you come over to our place, one, we're going to drink beer. That's a given, right? 100%. And whiskey, of course. And then we're also going to go exploring around the peninsula and I'll show you some nice New Zealand sort of, you know, scenic photo shots. So we got up to this one point with the hill and Ben and Pat were basically stood on this outlook. I said, hey guys, turn around. And they said, okay. I said, but you've got to do the robot. And they looked at each other and like, okay, fuck it, why not? So they started doing the robot. And then I took that as a boomerang or whatever for Instagram and went, this one's for Tony Klauser.
That was awesome. I actually laughed out loud when I saw that. I go, that motherfucker pulled this off. This is awesome. The dudes that are bringing the robot are doing the robot.
They're doing the robot. And what was cool is so when, because they've been here for almost 6 weeks, you know, doing the install, you know, and so I wanted to do just a bit of a family dinner for them and have them over for the weekend, and then on the Sunday when they were going back to their Airbnb, they're like, oh, you know, this has been great, and you know, if there's anything, you know, we can do. And I said, well, actually, you can do some chainsawing for me. So I've got the chainsaws out and I got them chainsawing trees for like 4 hours.
Oh, free labor.
Well, I just figure, you know, actually, do you know what's really good is when you're doing physical labor, like with a group of guys, is actually a really good way to get to know each other because you can sort of, you don't have to even, you know, one person's doing one thing, one's doing another, and sometimes you're not even talking that much, but just working like that is It's cool, right? It's no different than when we fixed your garage, Tony. You know,
or when we were in that torrential downpour and we were pulling out those fence posts.
Yeah, it was cool.
That Katie wants to put back in now because we have 2 puppies that are running around like crazy.
She did mention that earlier, but
no, I totally get what you're saying, because then you can sort out through who's the weak sucks, who's not carrying the weight, who's sitting down over there talking like an inspector, and who's over here actually doing stuff, and who's running around and getting supplies. I mean, everybody falls into place. Everything falls into place. There's people that are hands-on. There's people that have the brains. There's people that are generally. I mean, I don't mean that with any disrespect, but you know that I'm right. I mean, you put 10 guys together, and they bring to you what they're good at. I mean, I'll be the first to say that no matter what it is, I shouldn't say no matter what it is. Of a lot of these things, no matter what it is, I'm really good at doing stuff and building stuff, but I don't have the engineering side of it. Like I remember working on a car with my dad and always having headers on my Dodge cars, and the starter was inside of the headers. And so the heat would destroy the starter. So after so long, the starter would start because the brushes are gone, blah, 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 blah. So there was lots of ways to go around that. Either build a heat shield for the starter or wrap your headers with some type of fiberglass or this, that, and the other. And my dad's all, well, just build a heat shield about it. I said, well, I don't know how to fucking build a heat shield. And he's all, let me draw this out for you. And he drew it out. It's this fine piece of aluminum, cut it like this, drill a couple holes like that. Well, he did that and I did that. He put it on and it fucking worked good. But I just can't dream that stuff up. And some people are really good at dreaming that stuff up. And I that's, for me, has always been a mental block. I don't know why, but it has.
But that's why you have a group of mates, right? Because there's going to be one guy that's really good at that, and he says, "Okay, this is how we're going to do this," and you go, "Okay, cool. Well, I got the skill set to make that part happen." And that's what the team part of it is. I like that. That's
me
cool.
too. Me too.
But anyway, so we sort of got off track a wee bit because we were talking about boomers 400.
But that's what we do.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I'll drink to that.
Boomer, why did you guys buy that machine, that size machine? You got like much bigger work coming through.
Yeah, we do these. It's a main fuel valve for one of our customers' engines. And it starts out as an 11-inch diameter by, I think, 18.5-inch long piece of titanium. And we run them in the lathe, and then they go to the 4-axis mill and get a bunch of milling. So we want to do them complete in the bigger Integrex, because we're going to have to start doing, I think, 60 of them a year, where it was just like 4 or 5 a year for the last 6 years.
So 60 parts. So how long does it take to make one?
Oh man, right now I think there's probably about 15 hours, 16 hours in each one.
So 16 hours times 60 doesn't sound like that's the whole machine.
No, but it's
I know we started off this podcast with learning maths. I'm just trying to work it out myself.
So you can build one a day.
Well, that's one component to that valve. So there's all kinds of other components on that valve that are all pretty big.
Right.
So
okay. So 60 would be actually quite a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's an adapter, there's a bonnet and seal carrier that used to be, I think, 3 pieces, and then our brilliant engineering team designed it into one piece, and it's a complete motherfucker to make. But yeah, it's 10-inch diameter. So I mean, you know how it is when you have a 10, all our other machines are just 10-inch chucks.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to hold 10-inch diameter in a 10-inch chuck. Sometimes it gets a little squirrely.
Yeah.
So we decided we needed something a little bigger.
Cool. Now just
Now,
gonna
when you
add.
went,
Sorry. Carry on.
no, I just popped into my mind. So you were talking about the machine and how many tools that it holds. When you went to go purchase tooling for the machine, or have you maybe haven't or have forgot it all? But I mean, did you run into any issues or lead times on shit that's just not available right now?
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Fuck.
There's all
That's
kinds
it.
of stuff that they're like, oh, 8 to 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I finally sucked it up and bought some cool blocks for my Y-axis machine for Capto. And I wanted a rough turn, finish turn, OD groove and thread relief. And some of it showed up and some of it's fucking 6 weeks out. Like, what the fuck good is this?
Yeah.
Wow.
And on our screw machines, because we're running all Gen Swiss tooling.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to look for something that's like comparable to their part off system, but it's all like these, I don't know. I just don't like the holders that it's like, it's steel, it's like a blade, but it's integrated into the shank, and then it holds that little bitty tiny part off insert. I just don't like them. The
It's kind of
Gen
scary
Swiss
looking,
one,
huh?
yeah, the Gen Swiss one, it's this big carbide insert that, yeah, I mean, we're parting off 1-inch diameter stock with it. So it's got quite a reach to it. And we were getting low on inserts and we ordered them. They're like, oh, there's none in the States. Switzerland has no stock. They're going to start making them next week. And then, then you got to wait for it to ship over here. Well, it's got to go to New Jersey to the distributor, and then it's got to come to us. And it's just like, man, how long is that going to take? And we were able to scrape by with what we had, but sometimes that gets a little scary because you start thinking about a machine like that that's just pumping parts out and just printing money, and like, oh, this thing could end up sitting for like a week, because
Yeah.
even I mean, if we were going to completely run out, I'd buy something else to use, but who knows if that's going to work worth a shit, or who knows if that's even in stock.
Yeah, I've been running into that too. I think our last podcast, I can't remember how long ago it was, but it must have been Putin already invade Ukraine?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because we were talking about titanium and nickel and shit, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
where all our big titanium all comes from Russia.
and a lot of the ultra pure 316 that we do for semiconductor has nickel in it too. And it's like they're already rationing out that material. So I really don't know what the next 6 months are going to look like for a lot of us, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. But it really is amazing where you talk about the necessities of some of the stuff that we use and need. And then in California, this big push for nothing but electric cars. And where's the lithium
Yeah.
coming from? And it's what a fucking
Where's the
shit
electricity
show.
going to come from?
I don't know. We only got 4 chargers up here in Ukiah. So if we all buy electric cars tomorrow, we'd be waiting in line quite a long time.
We stayed at a hotel down in San Diego a couple years ago, and there was in the hotel parking lot, there was a Tesla supercharger,
Yeah.
one Tesla supercharger.
Yeah, we
And
have one of
every
those.
time I left it was like when you walked out of our room towards the pool, you walked right by it. And every time I walked by it, there were at least 8 cars waiting for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it
Yeah,
must have
that's
been the
not
only
good.
one around, but
We've got three electric car charger units down in Little River and a Tesla one as well, which seems ridiculous.
Isn't that the same? Isn't that the same thing? Or
No.
Why not?
I don't think
Tesla doesn't let other I think they've been talking about opening it up to other vehicles.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can only charge a Tesla on it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
How many Teslas are
Wow.
running around Little River?
That's fucked up, man.
There's lots driving through Little River. There's not.
Oh.
I don't think there's many in Little River, but yeah, there's heaps of people
Oh.
buying, because the government gave everyone. If you bought a new electric vehicle, the government would give you $8,650 towards it.
Yeah.
As long as it was under $80,000.
We need to make that adapter. that adapter where it plugs onto a Tesla charger that will let you go to the next charger and sell them. That'd be badass.
That could be like your, what's it called? Your magic finger that you invented the other year.
Oh, this one? The one that you shit on me on?
Yeah.
That Hank's tried to fucking
finger?
invent? No, seriously.
Well, when Hank
somebody's
comes
gonna
around
make that
talking
hack.
about a fake finger, you don't really know how to take that. No,
There
I
was a
don't
full-blown
know.
video. It was broken down. It was you want me to fucking repost it tomorrow? I will.
Okay,
Well, like I
do it.
said, most people probably just saw Hank say fake finger and then they're just like turned it off.
Yeah.
I know, honestly, I think that's what a lot of people do. Because when Hank posts a video, he gets like 39 likes now. That's just fucking sad.
Did you say
39? 39.
Hey, but remember, that's better than 38.
You know what? If you have 5,000 followers and you get 39 likes, so what's fucking wrong?
It's the algorithm, bro. You're shadow banned.
Oh, they're scared of Hank, aren't they?
They are. The establishment.
Okay, well now I feel better. Thanks, Boomer. I always can count on you for some support.
What is
problem,
what is actually going on with Instagram? Like,
I don't know.
it is weird. I just keep seeing just weird stuff. First of all, but also, I don't know, man.
Are there bananas involved in it?
No, I tell you what, the bloody Clayton. He sends me videos of bananas all the time. But
that guy, he sends me some of the randomest shit. And I'm just like, why? Send this to fucking Mayor. Send it to Mayor. So maybe
whatever. You send some pretty random shit, man. Like there's sometimes the stuff comes up and goes, where the fuck did this come from?
I don't find that shit. It finds me, Joe.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It just sniffs you out. Just sniffing old Hank out like a dirty old hooker's knickers.
Knickers. Haven't heard that in a year. Haven't heard that since I watched the last episode of Benny Hill.
No, but seriously, like some of the, because what used to be, what was always really, really cool and what got us all together through Instagram was the fact that it was so easy to just see all the like really interesting, cool things that people were doing, in their shop, with machines, with the tooling, all of those things. And now I just seem to I have these random reels with just, I don't know, like a boat, this is a really expensive boat. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Why the fuck do I want to look at it? I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that at all.
What I started doing is because when I would go through my feed, I pretty much only follow people I'm either personally friends with or other machinists. I don't just follow a bunch of random stuff.
How many people do you follow? 12?
11.
12 is better than 11. Ask Jody.
But it started where you would see one or two posts, and then it would be all these suggested posts.
Right.
And then you would see one or two posts, and then it's 8 suggested posts. But at the top, if you scroll all the way up, it'll say home, and you can click that, and then it'll drop down 4 options, and you can click following, and then it'll just show only who you follow in chronological order.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so it gets around all their.
I didn't know that.
Explain that again. Explain that again. So what are you going to do? You got to click on your home screen.
Let me find my phone.
Okay.
So for instance,
no, if you go to the main screen on Instagram,
yep,
and it'll show the stories across the top. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. If you click the Instagram logo, it drops down, and then you can just click following, and then you'll just see. Yeah, look, there's one from 8 minutes ago. What is that? A Matsura Ripper Machinist.
Well, I got one of those suggested videos. It was
now.
Did you guys see that one?
It's like how it used to be. It's just who you follow, and it's in, the newest to oldest. So it's IG
okay.
classic mode.
Okay,
or
so that's
something.
really cool. So you go into home screen, you go Instagram, click down, and it goes followers, chronological order, and it will just basically every time one of your followers, people you're following posts, it just shows that to newest to oldest.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think it reverts back. So every time you open it, you gotta do it again.
Oh, fuck.
That happened to me because Jody kept sending me that new hottest video of Titan, and he's all, "This is Z, Z, Z," and I was watching it, and all of a sudden it says, "He pulls his hard cock from his pants." I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?" It did, and I'm like, well, I go back and refreshed and reaffirmed and did the same process that Brimmer talked about. Went to the top and went to all my friends, and it said, "This is Z, Z." Pull the hard cock from his pants. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was, that was wild. You guys remember that?
No, I
Jody, you
definitely
gotta
do not
remember.
remember that.
I don't
No,
remember.
come
I don't
on.
remember you sending me a video of Titan pulling his hard cock out of his pants. That didn't.
I'll have to do
Surely
some
that
research.
didn't
But
happen.
I'm pretty sure that Brimmer gave me an A plus,
Research.
A plus on that one. Maybe I can. You guys keep chatting amongst yourselves. So I can find it.
So
Oh, here we
anyway,
go.
my point being,
He's got to put his grandpa glasses on.
that might
Fuck you, Brimmer.
that might actually help because I
What?
was sort of just getting to that point where I was like, oh, what is Instagram doing? But one of the other things which is actually bloody annoying now is that there seem to be, instead of just normal guys and girls going, oh, look, this is what I've been doing today, and this is how I'm doing it at my machine, or I've got this cool little thing I'd like to show you that might make your life easier in your workshop. There's like people posting, what are they called?
Throwing cheese at kids.
Yeah,
Or maybe spaghetti.
No, like inspirational quotes. I can't.
Oh, I don't mind that. I
can't read. Like, there's people just going, all they're doing is posting inspirational quotes, and it's driving me.
And then there's like
mental.
an essay below it about how it's just.
Well, then there's like your good
time.
buddies that send you a gay test. If you see Spider-Man, then obviously I got bad news for you. Thank you, Jody. That was pretty inspirational.
That was inspirational for me, I must admit. and then there are the guys that are just all like, they're clearly just trying to build up like a better following or whatever, and they're just reposting like other people's shit, and it's like, come on, surely we should be better than this as the Insta Machinist community. We must be able to produce better content.
Would pull his monstrous hard cock out, and would pull his monstrous hard cock out, and would pull his monstrous hard cock out.
There he is.
And would pull his monstrous hard cock out, and would pull his monstrous hard cock out, and would pull his monstrous hard cock out, and would pull his monstrous.
Something?
Yeah, he's eating something all right.
This is going to make no sense to anybody listening in their car. But if we do happen to put this somehow on YouTube,
why would you listen to it in your car? They're probably crashing right now. Oh no, Jody's never seen that video before. He's the one that sent it to me, folks. He is. And he's like, "Have you seen this?" He sent it to him like 3 times in one day. Oh, here's a new one. I'm like, what? I've already seen that. No, you haven't.
Yeah, well, 3 is better than 2. So there you go.
It is. and monster is bigger than the little monster. Big monster.
Very true. Very true. So, hey, look, I don't know what the solution is to the Instagram thing, because it seems like such a shame that this is where we started, and yet it seems to be petering out into, I don't even know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
And, it's true. And people said that about a lot of social media platforms that I'm aware of, but I guess luckily for the people like ourselves that are so close to communicate, we can weed through all that bullshit and still talk. But I do know a lot of people that said, yeah, I'm not really even on Instagram anymore because it's just been like a fucking, what was the word they used? It was, I want to say yard sale, but like there's so much stuff for sale or so many things to look at.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I
ridiculous.
think that's like, that seems like the Silicon Valley app world, like kind of That's just what they do. Like they come out with something cool that people like and they make it easily accessible. And then at some point you have to monetize it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when like Uber came out, Uber was like oh, there's an app and it's cheaper than calling a taxi service. And then
Right.
I saw a thing the other day, calling a taxi service is actually cheaper now. And
Really?
Uber's starting to include taxis on their app or something. Like it all kind of comes full circle. And so it's like they started Instagram and it was really cool. And that's how we all met and we all liked it. And then, but it wasn't making them money. Now they have to somehow make money off of it.
Yeah, you're right. And I remember going to IEMTS years ago, or even to like the LA airport, and you could go and stand in line and wait for a taxi that was freaking quarter of a mile long, legitimate taxis. And then the last couple of times that I went to IEMTS or went to LA airport, there's not a taxi to be seen. It's all, oh, Uber, everything's over here. And you fucking take a tram out to it and you wait in line. I'm just like, and the taxis are just like, I don't understand. I mean, it was like really weird to see. It wasn't a gradual shift to me. It was like a massive shift. You're like,
yeah. And I think that's kind of like it's kind of like the same business tactic is it's like, a taxi company, they buy the cars, they, pay a driver. Now it's like, well, how can we do this without buying cars? Well, we'll get people to use their own cars. And then all we have to do is build the software and, get some lawyers to draw up agreements. And then we just sit back and collect money and really don't do shit,
Pretty much.
I feel like a lot of technology is just figuring out how to make money without doing anything.
Yeah.
Other than just, maintaining some and updating some software or an app.
You're right. Look at all the people that want to click on, have somebody bring them food at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're listening to our podcast.
Doing it in their own car. And that service is just, they just made some software. That's all they did.
Yep.
They'll be on a Tuesday and they're clicking on tacos and off they go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And they go, I can't wait to listen to
Thursday.
Shane's beautiful voice while I'm eating my taco. Give it to me, baby. I want it now.
What?
I don't know. I just thought that's what you do.
I thought you were just recording like some sound clips to put on.
Do you eat very many? Do you eat very many tacos, Jody? Yeah, obviously you don't have Taco Tuesday over New.
No, well, I don't.
As if you did, your fizzy bumhole would be hurting.
Yeah.
Everybody else is enjoying their tacos, and Jody's walking funny. On Wednesday, everybody else has gas, and Jody's walking like he just got a broken hip. Because he's saying, "Give it to me, baby."
So while we're just still continuing on this,
why are your eyes fluttering like that?
I don't know.
You're thinking about hot sauce.
So I mean, what is Instagram for us really? Is it really a sales tool? I don't think so. I think that it can be
selling anything.
Well, I'm not selling anything either. But is it something that we can just use as a tool? I think it should be. That's what it originally was. And is it like, and its core value, it's called a fucking social media because it's supposed to be social, and that is what we had built up from the beginning.
Yeah. And I mean, that's probably like the only reason I still have it is I like to see like relatable stuff. Like I can't go turn on my TV and, well, I guess Titan fans will disagree with me, but I can't go turn on my TV and see like machining content. I can't I can listen to us talk or any of the other podcasts talk, but I like to see what people are doing and just have like day-to-day chats with people that are, doing the same stuff I'm doing, just stuff, people that can relate to what you're going through or you can relate what they're going through, so that's probably all I do on there is just talk to other machinists and share pictures. Cause I can't share anything publicly. Like I share stuff with you guys or with Kevin or Dennis and show them all cool shit that I'm doing. And they show me cool shit they're doing that they can't show anybody.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have just ratted people out, but
doesn't matter.
you know what I mean? No one
I
listens
definitely
to this anyways.
What? You're
right.
joking? This is one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
You haven't shared in a while. How many streams do we get per episode now?
Oh, fucking millions.
Millions.
Yeah, it's off the hook. Joe
And
Rogan's got
Tony's
fuck
still
all on
drinking
us.
Coors Light and not
I-
like a Stella or something.
I definitely feel like the vibe has shifted on Instagram. I do feel like it was a lot more tight knit, and I do feel just like what we're all saying right now is that we're searching for the people that we still communicate with, or what they're doing, or we want to know what. I saw boomers, coming soon, made in Japan, that kind of stuff. I could get excited. It's like, wait, what's going on here? It's going to land, and that kind of shit. And you have to search it, but you have to weed through so much bullshit right now. Fucking energy bites and fucking energy drinks. And I mean, my feed is just full of all kinds of shit. And then when you get all these fucking TikTok bitches out there with their fucking clothes half falling off, and I say, click on that, say, please remove, but, and then it won't just do it. It's, well, but why? Do you find this offensive? Do you not like big boobs? Are you gay? You got a small penis? I mean, why do you want us to remove this ad from your
all of the
feed?
above?
Like, exactly. I want to see Jody in his hat. So get rid of this shit.
Hey,
so you have to take a quiz to get rid of the stuff you don't want to see, and it just becomes a hassle. But
hey, but I've got to say, actually, there's also, I'm not going to say we're a little bit guilty of this, but it's easy for us to talk like we are now because of like historical Insta Machinist people that we've got to know over the years, right? And there's actually some cool younger guys and other people that are just getting into, Instagram for whatever reason, and we get contacted, all the time. And I go, oh, I can't just dismiss this. I sort of look on that person and go, oh, actually, shit, they're doing some really cool stuff. And I don't want that to stop, because I don't want to also miss out on maybe meeting another Tony Klaus or another Shane Paul, it's that seems to be a bit of a shame if we suddenly say, fuck it, I can't be asked with this anymore. Because I think you miss out on other, there are lots of cool people out there doing cool stuff. I just wish it was easier to find them like it used to be.
I agree.
And I mean, like,
maybe it's
cool
a new hashtag we've got to start.
I don't know how many times like I've had something, come across my bench and you're looking at it, you're like, how the fuck am I going to do that? And you're like, you know what? I saw this one motherfucker do this little trick.
Yeah.
It's either Peter or Robin or something.
Yeah.
Or I learned a bunch of little tricks from shit I saw Kevin doing. Kevin Laser Eye.
Yeah.
Like I saw him, he had to turn this part, but it wasn't allowed to center. And he just, you cut the bar a little longer and cut a little center on it and then made the part. And then he came in with like a little, I think it was like not little, but like a 1/2 inch high-speed drill and just pecked that little tip off of there and then parted it off. And it was beautiful. And it was like, man, I would have never thought of that. And
like
I remember at the first shop I worked at, it was probably 2012 or something. It was right when I joined Instagram. And it was like a few weeks after I saw it, a perfect part, came through, and it was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. And all the guys were there like, what the fuck are you talking about? That ain't going to work. And I was like, watch, it's going to work. And it did, and that's what I really, really miss about Instagram is just people kind of sharing little tricks like that. And you don't really see it too often anymore.
Okay. Well, that's the challenge then, isn't it? For everybody listening.
And here you go. Now everything's got to be a challenge.
And it doesn't have to be a challenge. I'm just saying, just put it on there. Just show us something cool.
All right. I'll show you some tricks.
It's just, I hate to say it and I hate to be the old guy out of the group, but it's just evolution, man. And it's like, why the same thing people say every day, why don't guys hold the doors open for girls anymore? Well, it's like, it's like, here we are with Instagram, and it's like, things aren't exactly the way that it used to be. And people are just like skipping through the ads. And I message some buddies to say, hey, how you been? I haven't heard from you in a while. And like fucking 4 or 5 weeks go by. Then finally I click, I said, hey, yeah, sorry about that, TC. I took a break from Instagram. The ads and stuff were just getting to be too much shit. I'm like, yeah, I can, I understand that. I agree.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. It's It is.
But remember, like, so a lot of people are all about, oh, we need to have, X amount of followers and, yada, yada, yada. And you don't, you just need quality, right? It's about having quality people that can provide good interaction. And what was, what I found interesting was, what's his name? Corey at the Aeronox dude. He started the Badass Machinist page, remember?
Right.
And then more recently, I believe he'd sold it to, is it Detroit Motor Spindle Repair, something, blah, blah, blah. And there's like this lady that sort of promotes the motor spindle thing. They sold the whole page to them. And the next thing you know, there's just basically advertisements for them on the Badass Machinist page, which
is that like Lauren, the spindle chick? Is that?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
And then I thought, oh, what a shame, like that was like the whole, like in terms of even though I'm sort of contradicting what I said about reposting stuff, the Badass Machinist one was actually kind of cool because there was really some really fucking pretty badass stuff happening on there.
Yeah, he did selectively pick a lot of things that were cool.
And I thought that was he did a really good job of that. And now it's just, a company bought the followers so they can promote that they've got a spindle repair thing. And I can understand why you do that and how it is, but I don't know. It just sort of felt like a sellout to me. And I went, oh well.
It's weird that you say that because I remember when Instagram used to be like what we're just talking about amongst ourselves and being a really good nucleus, and the big names like the factories like Akuma, Mazak, and all the people were like, well, what is fucking social media? They're like not really even into it. And so we're all just amongst ourselves because Crazy White Machinist started this whole thing.
Yeah.
And we're doing it. And then all of a sudden you see, Sandvik's in it, and then all of a sudden you get like, well, Hard Engine's in it, or Mitsubishi's in it, or Hanksford's in it, and then people are getting in it more like, hey, no, look, there's money to be made here. And so then they go into attack mode, and that's what has happened because it is marketing. And I even know, one of my good buddies in the cable world too, he's all, we can market all day long and send out flyers and send out emails to all of our business customers. But when you flood social media and people see it and then people share it, it's the fastest networking tool you could ever have to get the word out on whether it's good or bad. It goes everywhere, and it goes everywhere fast.
Yeah.
It does.
No doubt. I had a guy come in today, a guy that I make parts for, a local guy. I was only making like maybe 1,000 of this, that, and the other small brass pieces, but he bought his first CNC, and it's an older one, and it has a Siemens control on it. So he was asking me some questions about it, and I'm going to be straightforward with you. I don't know shit about Siemens. There's one place in here in town that has 2 of them, but they're not very friendly, so they probably won't even talk to you. I said, what I would do is get on social media, tell them what you got. There's forums out there, tell them your problems you're having. And machinists are cool people. And if there's some out there that know what you're talking about, they're either going to help you or tell you what to look for or what to do or tell you you're fucked. It's going to be pretty simple, but you're going to get some results. And he's all, really? I go, yeah, I would. He goes, well, don't you have people that come here and work on your shit? I said, that's as a last resort. And as you can see, most of my shop is full of Akumas and it's very expensive, but that's the last resort. When I can't figure it out or I can't get help figured out, then I call them in and they do it. But for you and your $2,000 machine that you just bought because you want to learn CNC, get on the web, man. People will help you. If I knew anything about Siemens controls, I'd help you, but I don't. Once you get past that and you want help programming, I'll help you, but I don't know shit about that. He's all, really? It's just social media. I go, yeah, don't be scared, man. Just go for it. There's a lot of power out there. So hopefully something good happens to him in the next week or so. And if it does, I'll let you know next podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he's even going to, if he's got a social media thing on Instagram, we could even have a look at his progress. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sure. So, Tony, what's the update with your new machine then? Where are you at with your, it looks like you got it humming along and you just you got new different parts going through it yet, or what are you doing?
No, nothing new. It is making chips. It is making us money. It is helping us pay for its existence to be there. Because that was all first and foremost.
Yeah, number one.
More training is coming on Monday. What we're going to do is I have notes have been taken. Like I said, this guy was able to help me put it back in old school modes or where I could just walk over to it and touch it like I touch everything else. Come next week, I want him to be able to put it back into the fancy mode and the Windows screen and all that cool shit so I can really see what it's capable of. And yeah, it's like I said, it's every time I walk over to it and touch it, it's a beast. And it's making parts good.
Yeah.
And the high pressure pump when it kicks on, it just fucking just oh man, it's like, what do you want me to fucking drill? I love it. I fucking absolutely love it. Hank's reverse is flying all over the place. I swear, if I didn't have door interlock on, I would just stand there and get fucking sprayed. But no, it is going from a 2022 to a 2004. That's fucking huge, man.
Yeah,
it is fucking huge. And the tooling in there is just bulletproof. I've never had a live tool with fucking high pressure coolant through it. I mean, I didn't even know there was such a thing. Yeah, it is. It's
just stay up on your filter, man.
Yeah. Stainless for breakfast, man.
That's what lubricates the bearings in those things. There's no grease in them.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So it's been pretty sweet.
You'll really enjoy the controller once you start getting into that, because it's a P300 controller, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been told. So like I said, I had the guy set it back to the black and green screen like I'm running the old LR15. So I feel really comfortable over there. I'm just doing my offsets and shit like I normally do. But
that's got to kind of look cool. Can you post a picture of that?
Yeah,
like a brand new machine, but it's kind of got the monochrome feel to it.
I almost want to take because you know what I did was when I got rid of one of the other old machines, one of the things I ripped off the top was the Christmas tree light, the green and the yellow and the red, the old school one. I've been looking at that new one every time, shaped like a missile. And I'm like, it just doesn't look right on top of that. I should take that new one off and put the old one on there, right on top of the control, so it looks like a 1980s Akuma. But I don't know. Yeah,
remember my maintenance guy, not Stu, but the other guy, Noma, when we got rid of one of the older Akumas, I don't know if you remember, I posted a picture. He took the badge off the back, bent it round, and basically riveted it to his hat. And it looks so good. It's
badass. And that being said, seeing that, I stole some of the shit off of the old LT15. I took some of, like I said, the light tower off the MX45. I mean, every machine that I pushed out, I stole something off of it. But you guys follow Drew Fab at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He's got the LR15 that I gave him down there fucking humming, making parts. He's fucking rewired it like the Matrix. He's got it plugged into some CAD cam shit, which I was really against because I was like, this thing's way too old for that. He's like, no, it's fine. I said, no, it's not. You're really fucking disturbed. Anyway, he plugged it in through the umbilical cord.
It's got IGF on it too, doesn't it?
It's doing shit it's not supposed to be doing. I don't know what he did to it. But anyway, he's happy. It's happy. Yeah, he's dripping into it.
Yeah.
It's dripping on him.
And that's exactly those kind of things are exactly why I want to look, or why I watch on Instagram, seeing stuff.
Well, here's one of the things that he said to me. He's all, I thought you were full of shit, but I've been running this thing all weekend and I haven't had to offset it. I go, you're not going to have to. You see the fucking size of that fucking casting that it's on? It's not going to move. He's been running the parts over and over and over, and it's like, no offsets needed. What's up?
I feel like some of those older machines too. Like we had this old 80s Mazak at the other shop, and I feel like part of them too is they were so slow they couldn't wear themselves out. Like,
that sounds like Stu.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the way covers were like pristine on it. It didn't make any clacking noises.
You could be right.
You know what I mean? But it was so slow, like it couldn't possibly, wear itself out or loosen things up,
You know what? You've given me something to wake up for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and start moving slower and last a lot longer.
Oh, you will, Tony. Hey, speaking of Stu, so I really want him to be on the podcast. I think we need to
let's do it, man.
Let's sort that
me
out.
Too.
But I think we should also start thinking about some other people that we might like to get on the podcast as well.
I agree.
Yeah, it's been
time.
a while.
It's
huh?
time.
It's
I think
time.
Aaron was the
We're
last
sort of
one,
we're getting
wasn't he?
back into our sort of groove again of actually recording, because maybe things are settled down a wee bit around us and whatever else.
Speaking of which, so when Hank posted this last video where he had his Impotech hat on, shirt and stuff. No, not that.
Oh, sorry.
When he had his hat and his shirt and his glasses from Sun. Remember when we had him on here?
Yeah.
And now he commented on that and says he can talk to aliens. We might want to have him on again.
Who can talk to aliens?
Fucking the Impotech Sun can.
He can talk to aliens.
Yes. He has robots that pour him tequila and he can talk to aliens.
My God, that motherfucker's on a different planet anyway, so I'm not surprised.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Hey,
apparently you don't follow me on Instagram anymore because you would have read that in the comment.
No. Well, I don't read every single comments, but I did see the what he's doing with those
blame it on the algorithm.
The robot welding is amazing, isn't it?
I guess.
No. What he's doing at his shop with like basically getting that robot to weld all of the protector frame things up. It's brilliant.
If you say so.
Fuck off.
He's pouting.
Okay. Thanks, Boomer. Yeah, Jody doesn't read my comments. What?
Of course I do.
No, you don't.
Of course I do. That's because I'm
so anyway, Sun can talk to aliens. I want to know what the aliens are planning.
Well, I'd like to understand that too.
Well, Boomer already knows that they're not going to let Putin fuck up the world because they're going to intervene.
Oh, really?
So
is that what you reckon, Boomer?
I agree with Boomer.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. The news keeps hyping up that they might use nukes or small
you can't
nukes
believe
or
that,
chemical
though.
weapons or something. I feel like if I mean, the way their government works, and that's why they're saying there's been a lot of problems from the invasion, is that it's all from the top down. You know, the people on the ground can't make real-time decisions. They got to go up the chain of command. And I feel like if it came down to that, if he ordered something like that, I feel like a general would just pull out a pistol and put one in his head and then, you know, get on the horn and say, you know, enough of this nonsense. Like, I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that there's more going on that we don't know about, and we may never know about, because it doesn't make sense for them to just, you know, attack Ukraine like this. It's really weird.
Okay, so real quick, and not to get off on a tangent, but that's exactly right. It doesn't make sense. And I saw something that's just totally biased, but it said, what if Russia and Ukraine were in this together and the president of Ukraine doesn't want our fucking money? He wants planes, he wants weapons, he wants, you know, shut down the skies, he wants support. And if we're already sending them all this shit, what if they want to take everything that we're sending, everything that we have, you know, take what we're willing to give and reverse engineer and learn everything about what we have? And the two of them are working together. I mean, I know that sounds like it might be a big crock of shit, but it's possible.
Man, why would you destroy your country just to do that?
Well, that's the thing. That's what everybody's argument is. Like, there's a lot of
people. The CIA already gave all that shit to people in the Middle East. They can go find it. We left a bunch of it there.
That's true. That's very true.
It just, I don't know. Like, Putin's been on the world stage for a long time. He's smart and he's calculated, but this just seems like it's just like really out of left field. Like,
did you see that $15,000 puffer jacket he was wearing when he announced he was going to invade?
I did not.
That was pretty fucking swanky.
I just hope Hezbollah is okay.
Okay.
I don't want to see anything happen to him. Huh?
Who is that?
Hezbollah?
Yeah.
You don't follow Hezbollah?
I got a loose connection here.
Man.
Yeah. Come in.
I'll send you some of his videos.
It's not that little cat that wears the hard hat, is it?
No. It's the little man that's like 50 or whatever, and he looks like a child, and he drives around in
20,
Ferraris and shoots fucking bazookas. Have you not seen him?
How have I missed this? This sounds badass.
Oh, look, you know, come on. We know the history between Boomer and little people that are mental.
and angry.
There's a direct connection there. But this
Matter
guy,
of fact, I posted something the other day, and somebody said that. It was like, for a minute, I thought you were going to tell me that was Boomer and that angry midget. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, you're right. I was like, I had a flashback. I was like, I can't remember who it was, but somebody did say that. I was like, oh my God. That was a hell of a story, Boomer. That was a good one.
Man.
that was a good one. So
that's one of those ones where one of those moments in your life when you're like, man, I wish I did have like a camera crew on me or something and
but
watch
to be
that
fair,
happen,
you were pretty upset though, like when it first happened.
It was frightening. Like, I mean,
yeah, he was upset like in a different way. He was alarmed.
It's like it's like a swing of emotions, right? Because you're like, why is this little kid walking down the street with his backpack at like 3
I'm
in the
here
morning?
To help
you know,
why the fuck are you chasing me?
Yeah, and then they just look up and like starts.
Well, that's what I said to you guys when I posted.
And then
that,
I'm like driving off.
That's what I picked. That's what it was, Boomer. When I posted that video of the girl crawling down in that crack to go to the cave, and then somebody said, "Fuck no! If I was to drop down in that cave, then that thing that was chasing Boomer would come after me through that cave, and I'd never get out." That's what it was. I don't know who you were, but you know who you were if you're listening to this podcast.
They must do, because they heard the story.
Yeah, that was an MTH exclusive. I've never told that one anywhere else.
The old roll in the eyes, Tony.
It's the hat that's killing me, man. Buckaroo.
Oh, the old buckaroo hat. So probably I don't think it's early enough to start talking about this, but IMTS is really going to come up pretty quick. And I think, Tony, you've already put it out there about meeting people and on your post, because I remember seeing it because I was looking and the algorithm hadn't bypassed it, and I read the comments, and lots of people are hopefully going to get excited about it. As long as nothing fucks it up, we should be all good to go. Yeah,
as long as we don't get nuked, we should be good. People are pretty excited. I don't know what the turnout's going to be like from people coming in from overseas. You know, it might be a little bit weird.
I'll be there.
But, well, yeah, you will be there, and you are from overseas. I was just thinking like big distributors and shit, like Taiwan. They might be dead by then.
Yeah, true.
Hard to say. I don't know. People seem gung-ho about it now, but it's so random to speak about what's happening because gas prices are through the roof, but people are still out fucking buying gas like crazy. The world's in the toilet, but the stock market's up and down every day. So it's hard to get a read on people. I really don't know what's going to happen, but
people are buying machines,
like I said,
man, aren't they?
Oh, I know. That's a fact. No matter what, here in US, everywhere, they're just fucking get on the waiting list if you want one.
They're getting. I'm getting
That's
quoted
really weird.
10 months ex works for just like standard machines. 10 months.
Is that insane or what?
Yeah.
And that's coming off of 2-3 COVID years.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it
this
either.
Formula. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
But anyway, hopefully we'll start hatching a bit of a plan prior to IMTS, and I'm sure Alfred's going to set up a big Insta meet again inside the hall. So that'll be cool.
That'll be real cool, man.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see everybody. It's been a while.
It certainly has. It's been even longer for me because I missed the last one.
Yeah.
Well, you did physically, but at least Boomer was carrying your face around.
True.
Well, so we're talking about, actually, I'm just spitballing here, but maybe we could tease a little bit and talk about, like, we could all pick 2 people right now who we think might be a good candidate to be on the show next, if anybody's listening to the show. Okay. And then maybe they could give us some feedback. You want to do that? You want to do 2 each?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm the oldest.
Yes, you are.
So I'll go last.
No way. No.
All right, so
fucking
I'm
way.
officially picking. I'm calling out the sexy, beautiful person, Tom the Machinist. Tell us your story. Tell us about your shop. Tell us about how you cut your finger. Tell us about your girlfriend, your love life, everything. Tom, come aboard, Tom.
Yeah, bonjour.
Bonjour. Comment ça va?
Yeah. Yeah, Tom would be quite good, actually.
He would be good. All right. Next.
Well, I'll get
We're going to do one.
wine. And...
Yeah, we can throw some cheese at Tom, too.
Yeah. With my
I
robot.
want to have Alfred on again.
That would work. He wants to be on.
Yeah, he does. And I think he was our first guest, wasn't he?
No, well, I don't know.
I think he was.
Was he? You've got a good memory, Boomer, so you'd probably know.
He was smashing beer cans while he was sitting in the spa recording.
Yeah, with a little waterfall coming over the edge.
Yeah.
Bubbly sounds.
Yeah.
All right, so we got
No,
Tom
I saw
Alfred.
him a couple weeks ago, actually.
All right, Jody, who would you have?
I'd quite like to get I'd like to get the Yates couple on. Jake.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He's
think
been
that'd
doing
be
a
good.
lot lately.
Mm.
Yeah, quit the real job, went home.
Yeah.
And then in the shop.
Got another mill.
Another mill.
Yeah, you see the
Yeah.
fucking process of trying to get up that fucking gravel road? That looks scary as fuck. Talk about rigging.
Fun.
No, not fun at all. Oh my Lanta.
No, and also I'd like to ask him a question about when I don't remember seeing this. What's Jake's wife called again?
Ashley.
Ashley, sorry. Yeah, that's it. She was like, "Oh, look, you might think this is a dog poo. No, it's not. It's one of my son's poo." You see that? The boy took a shit in the flower bed.
Was that a while ago?
That was ages ago, yeah.
I was gonna say it wasn't yesterday. Okay, that makes sense.
Got it, Tony? Right,
Yeah,
second one.
I have the same problem with Dexter every once in a while. I
thought you were gonna say yourself.
I don't know his real name, but I follow him and talk to him, and he started out in California and went back east, and now he's back out in California, kind of in Boomer's old stomping grounds. That would be Performance
Stainless steel.
Yeah, what's his real name?
I don't know.
Mike.
He's
Shane,
trying.
He's
trying
like
to get a Sacramento machinist meetup going.
Yes.
He just posted about it today. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful work. Hell of a guy. And he's just
his
recently
stuff's really
engaged.
dialed, man. It all looks really good.
Yeah, he'd be a good cat to have on also. That's my second pick.
Okay. Boomsticks.
Oh man. I didn't think of anybody.
I know Tony just threw this on us, don't worry.
It's hard to go from 1 to 2.
Yeah, but 2's so much better than 1.
Danny Rudolph's new to podcast. I'm sure he might not want it. He might be shy. He might not even come on. I don't even know. Do you know? Would he?
I don't know.
Danny,
ask
I'm
Jody.
sure he would. He's getting his new mill.
Yeah,
He just got rid of the old mill.
Yeah.
And he got a new air conditioner too.
And some new compressors. He's balling.
His fucking air compressor room looks better than my office. Do you see that? It's immaculate. It's got 3 towers in there, all properly placed with the fucking waxed floor and air flowing through from one side to the other. I mean, it's so official. It makes me sick.
Oh, and we should have Jeff on too. I don't know if you've talked to him lately, but he's doing some pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, Yeti Man?
Yeah.
He's on Pier 70 with some cool shit going down. That's right.
Yeah, I talk to him every now and again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's he say?
Hi.
He says, "You want to borrow my hat?" Okay, Jody, who's your second pick, buddy?
Whose turn is it now?
Yours.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. I thought we just said, didn't we have Danny Rudolph and Jeff in the same sentence?
No, he said Danny Rudolph, but then he did
that
kind
was
of
just
say
me
that.
rambling.
So what did you
rambling.
actually say?
What?
Boomer, why do you always rub your head before you speak? It's like the magic ball.
He's just
Hold on.
I'm tired, man. I'm so beat.
There he goes. I don't know.
Now I'm all self-conscious about it.
I'd actually quite like to get on Russ from they're in the UK.
Bernard Holmes Precision.
Bernard Holmes Precision. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
he's a cool dude.
He's done some interesting stuff and landed a pretty sweet deal doing some stuff as well. So I think he would be quite interesting to talk to. The timing will be really difficult to get us to make it work, but I'm sure we could.
Yeah. Probably have to do it like on a weekend.
Yeah. Exactly. So that sounds cool.
He's pretty pissed because I still haven't sent him those fucking CAD CAM baby stickers yet. I have a whole bunch, but I haven't figured out how to get them to him yet.
Don't worry, I got a load of stickers I've got to send out actually, like way overdue. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I get people that send me, a quick note all the time. Hey, you still have some Hank stickers? I'm like, well, sure I do. Just send me your address. So they send it to me. I'm like, sweet. So it's right there, fresh, top of line. So then I'm going to get back to that in just a minute. Yeah. I go over here. I've sent up a machine. Then Jody's all, fuck Hank. I said, fuck you. Like, hey. All of a sudden, he's like 15 strings down. Like, where'd that kid go? I don't know where you are.
Sorry, it's Jody's fault. I haven't said fuck Hank for a long time.
No, you haven't. I take that back.
I almost did today. I honestly, I was there and I was going,
you're all Hank strikes again.
Ooh, should I or should I not? I don't know.
We don't care if you fuck Hank or not.
Anyway, so like if any of you guys are listening that we just basically just said, hey, we might be inviting you onto the podcast, or if you really think that you should be on the podcast, well, flick us a line. Lots of people do anyhow, but we can't deal with everybody. We'll just try our best.
Or if you're not one of the people that we talked about and you want to hear those people on the podcast, send Jody a message and tell him you want to hear these people.
Or what's easier is if you go onto Tony's Instagram and put fuck Hank in every comment, that will tell us that you definitely want somebody other than Hank on the podcast.
Yeah, but after you put fuck Hank, put who it is that you want. So
true.
Got somewhere to go. Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be just ridiculous.
It would be.
Okay, I think we've reached the end of bullshit, and Boomer looks like he's about to sleep, licking his cone. So it's time. It must be time to say goodbye.
Wait, we haven't taken a picture.
Oh yeah, I don't have my phone. Okay. Oh, I've got my.
Whoa! Represent Metal Masters of the Universe. Unite.
Okay, Boomer, you got the camera. Oh, can I take a photo on this? Hold on.
Of course you can. It's called a screenshot.
Can you do that?
Oh, my Lanta.
Hey, who's the old person now? It's me, right?
You want Hank to do it for you?
Can you actually do it on your computer like this?
I'm going to take a picture of your face and put fuck Hank on it. That's what I'm going to do. Hold on. Picture of Jody's face. There it is. Got it.
Okay, cool. Oh. All right. We've definitely reached the end of the podcast. Thank you so much again for listening. Again, we're always open to suggestions and whatever else, but we normally ignore them. But we do sometimes take them in, believe it or not.
Sometimes,
only sometimes. So, Shane Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. Good talking to you.
Your voice is so soothing. I feel like you could you could do like a meditation, like an insight timer meditation thing that just maybe you just talking about, I don't know, movies or G code, and that could just whittle me off to sleep. It'd be beautiful. Maybe we should do that.
I can explain the intricacies of G68.2 and G43.4.
That sound like radio stations. Tune in tonight to G48.3.
Yeah.
We'll be rocking you all night long with the slow in, the slow out, the deep peck cycle. That's right, folks. Come on in.
Anyway, thank you, Tony
plane.
Klauser, for being on. As always, looking cool with your Kuma hat, looking sweet as. And
thank you very much.
You are the coolest guy I know with a mustache, just to be fair.
Thank you. It's not easy being sleazy.
I was thinking about maybe rocking a mustache myself, actually. What do you reckon?
What's happening right there? Is that a little cookie duster you got going on top?
It's a cookie duster. Yeah.
I remember the last time you tried that and your wife said, you sleep in the other room, Jonas.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what happened.
Something like that. She said you're no Tony Klauser by any means. Oh.
So you've been listening to Shane, Tony, and me, Jody. Thank you so much. This is Machinist Therapy Hotline. We are now closed. All phones are off. Until next time. Bye-bye.
That's right, dudes. Later.